Welcome to the channel, everybody. This is a good one by a woman. Her channel is T Red, and the title of this is Why Some Women Are Admitting Divorce Regret. Yeah, not always the best decision. We all make mistakes, even about getting a divorce. So let's listen to a little bit of what she has to say. She has some really interesting stuff, really impressive intuitive analysis of this, and let's start off and see what we got.
So I'm noticing a pretty disturbing divorce trend happening right now. And that's where you have a woman, right? And she decides to get a divorce to find her happiness, find herself, is usually the reasoning. So she goes through.
Does anyone truly find themselves? Or it's just such a vague. I need to know who I am. I need to find myself. It's like what does that even mean? I need to self-reflect and find myself. Okay, whoever's found themselves, please enlighten us in the comments and tell us what you found.
Happy phase. And happy phase is where you know what she's doing. Like we all know what she's doing, right?
Yes, it's getting pumped. But what comes after the pumping? The dumping. And then comes the regret. Yeah, it's not all fun and games.
So she gets out of happy phase. She realizes that dating now is harder, or that, hey, my life isn't as comfortable.
Here's what happens, and this is harsh. But they go out, they find some dude, they complain about their marriage and their husband and how they want to find themselves and this and that. And the guy just wants to get laid, and he just nods his head and listens, and she thinks he's a good listener, and he's super handsome because she found the top 5% on a dating app or whatever, and he's got tons of choices because everyone's got a really high standard out there. So she thinks she's right into the fantasy and this guy, and finally, and this is like all my Instagram buddies, and now I'm finally rid of that deadbeat husband. Now I'm finally getting fulfilled. And then he doesn't call her anymore because he's got hundreds of women who are coming at him with the same stuff. He knows exactly what to do. I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to listen to her complain. And then I'm going to move on to the next because I don't want to listen to someone complain about their marriage. And if she's saying bad stuff about the guy she's was married to, she's going to be saying the same stuff about me. And ladies, it's not that interesting listening to your problems. I know you think it is, but we're not your girlfriends. Your girlfriends are, yeah, and then they share their problems, and you share your problems, and you feel real close to each other. Guys are like, I got to just keep my mouth shut until I get my bedroom fun, and this is very hard because I want to fix this and tell her, stop with all this nonsense. But I just got to keep my mouth shut long enough.
As it used to be. And now she goes into regret. The way she seems to do it is she'll go online and find sympathy. Sympathy. So there's one thing I've noticed. It always seems, maybe this is just what I've seen, but I've noticed that women that are in groups tend to be single. It's almost as if women do keep each other single. And
Listen to that, ladies who are listening to this. Your divorced and single friends are not having a fabulous life. They're lonely and they hate being alone like that. And they're going to do stuff to make sure you're alone like that. Don't do that for him. Oh, all men are the same. And my husband was a jerk like that. They're trying to get you alone. I know you think they're your besties and you feel so close when you talk to them. They want you alone. It's very rare you'll have a good friend who's like, hey, John, you must have seen something in that man because you married him, or, it's not going to be like that. Misery loves company. They don't want to be alone. So they're going to be, oh, that's fabulous and it's this and that. No, They're scrolling on their phone every night, or they're getting pumped and dumped and humiliated because they're choosing way out of their league. Take it slow when you think you're having a big problem in your marriage and you think you want to get a divorce. Don't you need to filter. Just take this advice. You need to filter what your friends are saying to you. They may not always have your best interest. They don't want to be alone with their misery. They really don't. Be very careful when you're co-ruminating with your friends. That one's for free.
And there's that whole thing going around right now where the saying that women keep each other single. And I think it's, at least what I'm seeing, I think it's true. So I want to
I see high levels of man hate. And especially when a gang of women get together and, they've all gone this route, dated out of the league, pumped and dumped, ghosted, super angry. Yeah. And they all get together and they hate men together. It's just not, it's not true. Just like there's tons of great girls out there's tons of great dudes. But if some of your choices resulted in you getting angry and emotionally hurt, you kind of have to self-reflect and find yourself. How about finding yourself self-reflecting? And then your life is going to get better. You're going to meet a dude who's actually cool. Our looks are just the way we look. You need to get past that and actually get to know someone. Stop talking about your problems and get to know them. Guys, if you're doing that, same thing.
show you an example.
How did I know it was time to end my marriage? Number one question from women in my DMs. I'm gonna get into some pretty heavy topics in this video, so just a trigger warning. I'd say about a year before I requested a separation, started to feel my sense of self slip away. Having disassociations multiple
Your sense of self slipping away. What does that mean? Any women who are listening to this, please, in the comments, share what does that mean? We all want to know your sense of self. What is your sense of self?
times throughout the day, started having extreme senses of deja vu. Since learned through therapy that it can actually be a sign of anxiety, and I think I just didn't recognize it in my body because I just didn't want to acknowledge what was happening.
She didn't want to acknowledge her extreme levels of deja vu.
Driving around the Bay Area, a place that I have been wanting to leave for so long, I remember I would just have these moments.
Stop making the video and leave the Bay Area immediately. You want to leave? Leave.
In my car, just being like, what are you doing? Why are you here? Almost like putting myself in the multiverse, Spideyverse. Like, this is not the universe that you're supposed to be in. I felt like I had no energy by the things that brought me joy. I feel like all these emotions and all these things were compounding. And I called my mom and I just told her, like, I am so depressed. I don't recognize myself. Don't have any hope for the future.
Look at that cute dog. Is he there? There on the right? It's just like, are you crying? You're making like crying sounds, And I'm going to get crucified for this, but when women cry, it's very different. Like when someone dies, and they're crying, it's very valid and stuff. But they cry differently than men. When a man cries, it's like, wow, something's really wrong. Sometimes when a woman cries, it's kind of like she's sweating. She's like an emotional sweat coming out of her eyes. This emotional sweat. So I was like, I watched them. I'm like, what are you really experiencing there? She's kind of making crying sounds, but it's almost like she's just, it's like an exercise. She's sweating a little.
I just feel so down that she was like, you need to come home. I never want to feel to the point that I'm that hopeless, that I have nothing to look forward to. I feel like I can't get out of bed every day. And the hardest thing for me to admit is that I am at rock bottom right now. No idea what the future is going to look like, but
Guys, have you ever had a woman trying to explain to you what's wrong, like what she's doing there? There's nothing to really sink your teeth into, like what exactly is wrong. I'm listening intently, but you're having extreme deja vu. You hate the Bay Area. What exactly is it? What is your problem?
I know there is one. And I know there is one that I'm going to be excited about. And I know I'm going to look back at this time and be like, wow. If
She's okay. She needs some emotional stimulation. Just scrolling on her phone and and she's getting likes and all kind. But she needs more, 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 more.
you got through that, you can get through anything.
And the guys around, so that's proximity blame. Uh, you're not. I'm not getting emotional excitement 100% of the day.
Losing yourself to the point that you don't even recognize yourself anymore. It makes sense to start questioning if this is the path you want.
So, as you see, she's clearly unhappy and doesn't want to be married anymore. But what she's doing is she's associating her unhappiness with her marriage instead of looking at herself and seeing if maybe there's something that she's doing that's making her unhappy.
No, no. Why do that when you can just proximity blame? Hey, you're next to me. It's got to be you and your fault.
Here's the first phase, right? So now she gets a divorce. And then this other thing happens too, right? Where a woman starts, like when she starts feeling unhappy and she needs that validation to get divorced, she'll go online. That is the quickest way to get a validation for your divorce. And I have
Oh my gosh, don't do that. Don't go online or just like a sea of hate, man hate out there. Ooh.
another video planned where I want to show more of that. But so she'll go online and she'll get validation just like that to get a divorce. So let me show you what happens when they realize they made a mistake.
I'm really starting to question if I made the biggest mistake of my life. I wanted to post how I'm feeling because, wow, the highs are great, but the lows are really low.
Wait a minute, is that the same woman?
In 1 month since I moved into my apartment, and this is my second week on my job, now that things are quiet, I'm finding myself reflecting a lot. It just feels so painfully uncomfortable. Of course, I'm questioning everything. I'm really trying to force myself to remember how bad things were and how bad things got repeatedly for me to get to this point. I think I'm just having a really hard time.
It really, what was bad? We still have no idea what her actual problem is.
Being back at square one, not cry, I cannot afford to buy more eyelash serum right now. Being a wife, being in a relationship, it feels
Okay. I have to mention this. It's just you can't. She's got all these problems and to the eyelash serum. And I mentioned this in another video. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to realize we're all being manipulated into being single and unhappy. So we buy things like eyelash serum. You're looking for something to fulfill the emptiness that's been brought upon by focusing your life on problems and social media. These are billion-dollar companies. They know exactly what to do. They make a ton more money on you if you're single and alone and unhappy. They know you're going to buy eyelash serum. You're getting a divorce because someone wants to sell you eyelash serum. Ladies and gentlemen, we are no match for this algorithm. We are no match for these billion-dollar companies. They're collecting all this information on you so that they can sell you stuff and keep you single and keep you unhappy, because when you're unhappy, you buy more and more and more. We're all being manipulated into not liking each other, to think that all men are terrible and all women are terrible. None of it is true. It's just greed. And and it's eyelash serum. It's greed and eyelash serum. Really evaluate. Take a break from social media for a month and see how terrible your marriage is then. Do tons of stuff to make your husband happy. Do tons of stuff to make your wife happy. Put the phone down and actually, hey, I did this for you. I make you something and plan a trip with you and sit down and really talk to you without grabbing your phone every 15 seconds.
So natural to me. Like putting myself out there, being single, dating doesn't at all. That I think I thought moving to my hometown would be really good for me recovery wise, but I'm just finding it's not. Really thought I would have family support.
She's putting hundreds of dollars of junk on her face to try to feel better. And she doesn't need any of it.
Moving here and finding that that's not the case. It's been a really tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, because her family, they're all on their phones too, buying eyelash serum and in one form or another, trying to be happy.
To realize I'm kind of on an island. I know so many people would die at the opportunity to have no strings attached and travel and start over and date a bunch of people, but that's just not my personality. I'm $10,000 in debt from all of this. Like, I don't know where people are just.
My point exactly. She's $10,000 in debt from all of this. Would she normally spend $10,000 on purple lipstick and eyelash serum and all kinds of ridiculous stuff they're convincing you must have to make you happy? No, she's $10,000 in debt from all this. Is everyone out there getting the connection? We're all being manipulated into $10,000 in debt and stuff you do not need. You just got like a princess blue crown. I don't know, purple lipstick, eyelash serum. She's putting hundreds of dollars on her face.
Getting money to do all this stuff. I have two dogs that are quite literally the only things making me feel sane right now. Point I'm just really questioning, like, if I'm ever meant to have like a normal, happy life, which maybe sounds dramatic. I just feel like the things that come.
How much is this hair crimper thing too? She's a pretty girl. She doesn't need a crimper.
Really natural to other people are just so hard for me. I feel like I'm not asking that much. Like, I just want a normal life. I want to have kids, want to be married, and it just feels like that's not in the cards for me. Just.
What are the chances she had a normal life?
It's really interesting because I feel like the swings of emotion with this have been so drastic. Days like today where I feel dead inside. Like, I'm buying all the time on TikTok and now my eyes are just like dead again. Multiple people in my life.
Did she just say she's on TikTok all the time? Yeah. TikTok is a happiness destroyer.
Have told me I'm icy, and I'm just like, literally, what do you want me to fucking say to that? If you're feeling like me at any point, I just encourage you to go through my divorce playlist and look at any of the comments from people doing that on a regular basis. And you guys.
When I hear women swear, I cringe. I cringe. It's just, I know it's wrong. They should be able to swear like men. It's make me curb my own swearing. I'm like, oh wow, that's unattractive. I'm gonna stop swearing. It's just a word.
You guys have helped me so much. I don't know. I just want to be honest today because, again, like a few days ago, I was feeling pretty good. Today, I feel horrible. Yeah.
Did everybody witness that there? You guys have helped me so much. Her online friends, they're your friends, that have helped her become so miserable. Just said she's miserable. You guys have helped me so much. And within 10 seconds, she's saying how miserable she is. You need to find yourself.
Yeah, so she realized she had it good, and she threw it all away. Now, she's not going to say that she was wrong, even though she was. So, consequences. You make choices, you got to deal with the consequences. What are you going to do? So, then this happens. Yeah, she promotes divorce. That's the next step. It's easier at the time to bring everybody down with her rather than look at what she's doing and take some responsibility and actually improve herself so she doesn't get herself in this kind of condition again. I'm going to show you another.
Ladies, you should all subscribe to this woman's channel. She said it. She's saying it all there. She's so clear and things are so obvious. And I feel really bad for everybody because really, all these women, they have so much talent and they're wonderful. I know tons of women who get sucked up into this. I'm like, you're beautiful. You're interesting when you're not self-obsessed and on social media all the time. You could have a fantastic life. You just buying into a lot of BS and eye serum and crimpers and purple lipstick. None of that's going to make you happy. Trying to make someone else happy, yeah, it actually makes you happy. You know what? Thinking about yourself all the time, it it's debilitating, and it's hard to be happy when when you're so self-focused and trying to find yourself. And yeah, therapy's great and everything, but you're going in for years and years talking about the same old problems over and over again. It I don't know how you move on when you're doing all that.
Another video here.
I am honestly really sad right now, if you can tell. That's like the weirdest thing about grief is like, didn't cry for 2 days, was good for 2 days, and now I'm by myself, and it's just like the hurricane.
She's had severe eye sweat, emotional eye sweat for a couple of days.
Like it's here again, you know? It's the tsunami is back. Like it's just so hard, and like I'm frustrated because got my whole world got disheveled. And I feel like he has moved on and he is healed and moved on and doesn't care about me, which I don't want him to come back into my life, but it still just sucks, you know?
Did you hear that? She's like all upset. And you know what she's upset about? She's kind of competitive with him. She's upset that he's happy. She doesn't want him to come. She wants him to be miserable like her and to be eye sweating. That's what she's upset about. She's upset because he's happy.
I can't imagine, thank you guys for sharing stuff, like stories that you've gotten through this and it's been however many years, because I could not imagine that. I can't imagine being with someone for a really long time and going through this, Sorry if you can hear my cat literally playing in the background.
I don't want to be insensitive. It's hard being divorced and breaking up, and I've cried and I've gone through all this in my own way. I haven't gotten on TikTok and done this stuff, but who knows if I happen to me, I don't know.
Like I was only with him for 4.5 years, 1 year married. I could not imagine though being with him for longer and this happening, but it's just so sad sometimes, and it's like
Your marriage lost 1 year. Please, gentlemen, don't get married. I mean, she stood up there in a white dress probably and promised to love him for the rest of her life. And now she's sitting here saying, we were married for a year and I couldn't imagine being with him any longer. You knew him for 4 years. You probably knew who he was. Which is it? I promise to love you and obey you and whatever people say today in a marriage. I don't know. I haven't been to a wedding in a long time. And then they're married for a year. And now she's crying, saying, I couldn't imagine being with him any longer. Like, how ridiculous is marriage? It's just like a cosmic joke.
it's like so hard to have to learn how to do life by yourself again. Like,
I'm not going to make everyone suffer through this. Let's just move on to the end.
Video and cries and posts it and it will get views. But a lot of times they expect the men to still try to make it work, even though they initiated the divorce. And 70% of divorces are initiated by women. They enjoy it when men give them this attention. They love it when they beg for
70% of divorces are initiated by women, but guys will still go ahead and sign up for that. What kind of brainwashing is that? 70%. Why would you're going to sign up for that?
them to take them back. And when they don't, when they see the men move on, especially when they marry somebody younger and hotter, oh, they are not happy about this. And unfortunately, you can't make a woman happy. You can add to it, but a woman's got to make herself happy. And if she's putting it all on a guy or kids or something, then hey, it doesn't work well. I think we as women, we don't need to validate ourselves by crying and making these crying videos and try to get sympathy from people. I think we can do better.
Are very popular.
And I think we're a lot better than that. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
I think she's great, and I think she was very insightful. And if I was a woman, I was contemplating divorce, I would want to watch this video and think it through. You know, there are people that make a mistake. I've chosen wrong. Everyone's chosen wrong or thought someone was this way and they were really this other way. And you were young and didn't realize what you were doing. Everyone's done that, and I'm sympathetic to that. But you also have to realize what she's been saying in this video, that your single friends, they don't always have your best interest in mind, and they're lonely and they've made some mistakes, and they kind of want you to be that way too. And maybe they're not the best friends you think they are just because you get a feeling of closeness sharing your problems with them. Think it through before you end that marriage. Maybe try doubly hard to make them happy and not complain and do something extra for them and have a little gratitude. Look, some marriages, yeah, they're just not worth it. We make mistakes. We've all done this. So, and you need to get out, you need to get out. But there's also other things happening and you need to consider them. I think she laid it out real well. I'm going to link her video and her channel. Go ahead and subscribe to her. She seems really great. I've only seen this one video, but she's good. Like it if you liked it and subscribe, and we'll see everybody in the next video.